I'm Jason Little, and this is 10 minutes off the top of my head. We're continuing the series, A Great Blessing is Coming. And I want to tell you that at the end of this series, I believe that the information will be a great blessing to you. But we've got to get a lot of ground rules established, and we have to look at certain things in order to get where we're going. And it has to do with your mind and the way that you think. There's a great famine of critical thinking in the world today, and it's plaguing our nation, it's plaguing our churches, it is plaguing individual people, and it's got to stop. We need to move past the little programming that we're given every single day and move into a place that our ancestors were in, which is a place of critical thinking. We have to be able to think for ourselves. Now, I mentioned on another video, on a previous video, talked a little bit about the Mandela Effect, and I want to go into a little bit more detail about the Mandela Effect in this video. There is a place in Switzerland, in Cern, Switzerland, called the Cern Large Hadron Collider. I'm not even sure what the official name is, but everybody calls it that. Cern, just Cern. So Cern. It's a city in Switzerland. There's a large hadron particle accelerator, particle collider there. Now, what the idea is that science is 100% convinced that this entire universe was created in a big bang. It was a microscopic dot that you can't see, that we don't even have the power to look at, that exploded and created everything in the entire universe that's observable and things that are not observable, including other little microscopic dots, little microscopic particles. Now in CERN, they're trying to recreate the Big Bang. Okay, I mean, how stupid is this? They're trying to recreate the Big Bang. Now, if you are a scientism worldview type person, you're all for this and you think it's great and it's wonderful and it's just fantastic. And wow, all the research that's going on and the experiments, they're just wonderful. If you're of a biblical worldview, you know that the Big Bang Theory is nonsense. If you don't know that, if you're being pulled into that whole scientism worldview, you need to take a deep breath, unplug yourself from the matrix, and start to think with the mind that God gave you instead of the monkey mind that these scientists are using. Yes, that's right, monkey minds. If they want to think that they descended from monkeys or that they're cousins to the ape or the chimpanzee or whatever, let them think it. I don't care. Yeah, you probably are. I'm not. I was created in the image of God. My lineage comes from those that were created in the image of God, and God is no monkey. God created man on the sixth day from the dust of the earth. I don't know how he did it, but it says that he formed man from the dust of the earth and he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. That's how mankind came about. It wasn't an evolutionary process that took billions of years or millions of years or whatever kind of nonsense that these scientists, these priests of scientism believe. Now, what is scientism? I've already used that word several times here. Scientism is the religious adoration of the universe and the principles of so-called science. You and I are normal, regular people. I do not have a degree in math. I don't ever want to. Math is useful, it's good, but math is being venerated as a god in the religion of scientism. The universe is venerated as a god in the religion of scientism. All the ologies are gods in the religion of scientism. And so when a scientist says something, that be him being a priest in the religion of scientism, it is the absolute truth until it changes. Now, what the scientists have got us believing, or what they're trying to get us to believe, is that we were created in a microscopic dot that exploded billions of years ago. What is it, 14.6? They keep changing it. Billions of years ago exploded and created the whole universe. CERN is trying to in some way, shape, or form recreate that. They're colliding microscopic dots and smashing them into each other and recording the findings. And they're learning things and they're finding out some things. But they're doing stuff over there that is extremely suspect. And they're using language over there that is extremely suspect. There is a great belief that the scientists at Cern are trying to open a portal between our universe and other universes. Yes, you heard me correct. These guys are 100% convinced that there are multiple universes, that we live in a multiverse. So, and this is how they describe it. So if you take a glass of carbonated beverage of any kind, you take a glass of a carbonated beverage and you sit it on the table, and inside you see all these little bubbles, these little micro bubbles and larger bubbles and smaller bubbles of carbonation, of carbon dioxide that's been put into there. Each one of those represents a universe. The glass itself is the multiverse, and we live within one of those little bubbles in that glass of soda. That's what they believe. And I'm not kidding. It's not a joke. It's not science fiction. Well, it is science fiction. It's ridiculous. So they have created a computer called the D-Wave, which is a quantum computer. And this quantum computer has been described by the CTO, the Chief Technical Officer of D-Wave, as an altar to a pagan god. That's what he said. It looks like an altar to a pagan god. Why would he say that? What's more interesting, and you can look these things up on YouTube, and I'm sorry I don't have his name. It's 10 minutes off the top of my head, and I didn't write it down. But you can look up these things up on, just type in D-Wave into your search bar in YouTube, and you'll find a lot of videos about D-Wave. D-Wave is a quantum computer. The way that they describe it is this. The computer takes a problem and it searches for the answer on the quantum level in other universes. And it compiles the information, and then we're able to access it in our universe. As a result, and the D-Wave computer is one of the things that is running in Cern. Okay? I know this is crazy and you think that it's nuts and that I'm out of my mind and I'm making this stuff up, or I've listened to too many conspiracy theory videos or something, but this is what they are saying, the scientists. Okay? People like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Okay? Astrophysicist. He's no astrophysicist, by the way. Neil deGrasse Tyson is an actor. Anyway, I digress. As Richie from Boston would say, I digress. Richie, if you don't know Richie from Boston, look him up. He's awesome. Love that guy. Okay, so think about this. They're trying to open a portal to another dimension, another universe. They're trying to open a portal. They're using a quantum computer, which is reaching out into other universes and pulling in information to solve problems, to do computations. This is what they've said, not me. I didn't make this up. So they believe in the Big Bang 100%. They believe in the string theory, multiple universes. They believe in all of this stuff. And I'm telling you, they believe it 100%. There are those that think that they have been successful in opening up a portal to other universes. That means that in that universe, there's a solar system, a Milky Way galaxy. And in that Milky Way galaxy is our globe, Earth, spinning around the sun. And those people have a different experience than what we're experiencing. And by the way, this is throughout all of science, and this is throughout all of the New Age as well. This is a very long-held New Age belief that you can access yourself in another space-time, in another universe. And that you and your other self and your other universe, you may be a better person. You may have more money. You may have more intelligence. You might be in a better situation in another universe. In another universe, you might be in a worse situation. But you can access all of these through meditation. That's a whole other thing. Put that aside for now. But these guys think that these other universes exist, and what is happening, what the theory is this Mandela effect, is that Cern has somehow caused their timeline to merge or intersect with our timeline, and our reality has changed. There's entire verses in the Bible that have changed, words that have been taken out, words that have been added, words that have been changed. It mainly only affects the King James Version of the Bible. It's preposterous. Now, I know that there's some King James only guys out there that are really latching onto this or going to latch onto this. See, they're changing the Word of God. But the Word of God, in the Word of God, God promises us that He is going to preserve His Word. He says that He esteems His Word above His name. Do you think that the God of all creation is going to allow His Word to be changed? If it is, then it's not preserved. And then He's not God, because He hasn't kept His promise. But I'll guarantee you this, the King James Version of the Bible has not changed since 1611 and the other iterations, the other editions that have come out. Of course, there's small changes here and there, but the content has not been changed. The words have not been changed by the so-called Mandela Effect. The Mandela Effect is preposterous. If you believe in the Mandela Effect, you have to accept the Big Bang Theory, you have to accept the multiverse, you have to accept string theory, you have to accept all this stuff, which has been proven by mathematics. Look up what Tesla said about mathematics. Nikola Tesla was a researcher, a scientist, an experimenter. He's the reason that you have electricity in your house today without your house burning down. Thomas Edison was nowhere near the genius that people think that he was. In this day and age, he was a tremendous promoter of himself. It was Nikola Tesla that is responsible for you having electricity in your home to be able to watch this video. It was Nikola Tesla that is responsible for the fact that you have this device right here that you can carry around with you. Wireless communication was his idea. He foresaw these cell phones that we all have now. Nikola Tesla was a true genius. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm going to paraphrase this a lot, but you can look up the quote, what he said. He said, these guys are running around doing their math, and they can create any kind of thing that they want to, and it defies reality, and they're not doing experiments anymore. One time, a reporter asked Albert Einstein, how does it feel to be the smartest man in the world? He said, I don't know. Go ask Nikola Tesla. There's a truth out there, and the next video is going to be about truth. There's truth out there, and it can be found, but you have to search for it. It's not just laid out on the table for you. Remember what I said in the first video, the devil is a liar and the father of lies, and he has so obscured the truth that many of us are running around with no idea what it is. But I'm telling you this, the Mandela Effect is a lie. It is a lie. It is not happening. It is ridiculous, the things that they're saying that are coming about because the Mandela Effect changed words in a movie. Who cares? How much more irrelevant can you be than a movie? A movie is pure fantasy. There's not one that's been made that's historically accurate about almost anything. There's not one that is reality. I know that they're based on true stories and all of that sometimes, but they're fake. It's somebody pretending to be somebody to entertain you. Mandela Effect is a joke. It's a hoax. It's a psyop. What's a psyop? You want this video to be 3 hours long? I can do it. I promise you I could do it, but I'm not going to. We're already past time here. So I'll see you on the next video. God bless you, and we'll get through this together.